I'm going to tell you one of the saddest stories I've ever encountered as a master certified love strategist, voted one of the top love coaches in the entire world, who has helped thousands of women to be able to become the best version of them and attract their romantic best friend. Can't tell you specifically where I met this lady because she's probably going to see this video and I don't want her to recognize herself, but every year she would come to an event that I would volunteer at because I have the gift of sight. So I can see into people's past, present, and future, and I can also read thoughts. And she would come to the event. I would do a spiritual reading on her, and then I would tell her what it is that I saw and give her advice and offer to help her. And one of the things that I saw was that she had a soulmate that was waiting for her. This was 8 years when I first met her, when I first did the reading. But she had love blocks, right? A love block is any thought, behavior, or belief that is blocking you from love and blocking you from being able to attract your soulmate. She was a beautiful girl, but she was dealing with a lot of insecurities, a lot of feelings of unworthiness, and she thought that it was her weight that was keeping her from being able to attract love. She thought that once she lost the weight, then she would be able to attract her soulmate. So even after the recommendation, she went home, she got her weight loss surgery, and she came back the following year. And she still hadn't yet cleared the love blocks. The love blocks were still there. Her feelings of unworthiness were still there. Her insecurities were still there. And she still was attracting Build-A-Bears and men who didn't see her value. So I told her, I'm like, these are the steps that you need to take in order for you to meet your soulmate on this timeline. Because if you don't take action to clear your love blocks, then you're going to miss out on this soulmate. But your next soulmate is scheduled to come, I think it was like 2.5 years later. She went off and she didn't clear her love blocks. She said she wanted my help, but she was going to do it next year. Okay, fine. So she came back the following year. I did a reading on her. She had the same love blocks, gave her the same advice, but her soulmate moved back a timeline. So instead of being on the first timeline, he was now on the second timeline. And she said that she still wanted to get married. She still wanted to have children. She was at this point, I want to say like 38. And so again, I told her, I'm like, okay, so the next soulmate's coming around. I would say it was like maybe July when I saw her, and her soulmate was scheduled to come April of the following year. So that was going to give her plenty of time for her to do the work so that she can be ready to show up for her soulmate. I told her exactly where she's supposed to meet him. I told her everything that needed to be fixed in order for her to be prepared to receive him, because you have to be in energetic alignment and you have to be on the right timeline to meet the soulmate that you're meant to be with. So she left, collected a lot of information, did not do the healing work, delayed again her starting her journey, even though I offered to help her at a significant discount. And then she came back the same year, the following year. Y'all, she did this for 8 years straight. When I last saw her a few months ago, I did not see her soulmate in her timeline anymore. And she no longer wanted to get married. She no longer wanted to have kids. I didn't see the kids or her husband on her timeline again. The sad part about it is, no matter how bad I wanted to help her, no matter how bad I wanted her to have better, she just could not figure out how to choose herself. She just could not get out of her own way. And as she kept rejecting her own self, then it kept changing her timeline. It kept moving her soulmate back until the point when he was no longer there. This is the lesson. Whenever you want something, understand that that is your higher self that's wanting it. Understand that desire, D means of, sire means father, so it's of the Father, of your higher Christed I am self, that is knowing that that thing is for you, that that is in your experience, in your timeline. And when you don't take action, you're basically saying no to the thing that wants and is calling you forth, and then you're making excuses using your conscious mind to not take action, which keeps you from the thing that you want. So my recommendation is that if you want love, and if you want to have the family that you've been asking for, and if you are being moved to do something about it, then don't hesitate. Never hesitate on taking a move and making a decision to choose yourself to have what it is that you desire. And if you want our help, then book your love mapping call by going to lovemappingcall.com and letting one of my trained specialists to help you to identify what exactly is blocking you, a path to help you to be able to clear those love blocks, and how can we get you to meet your soulmate in your proper timeline. I'll see you on the inside. Bye, Diva.